Hello, so this video is about the air signs and the air element in astrology. So our air signs are going to be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Yes, Aquarius is an air sign. A lot of people always think it's a water sign, but Aquarius is definitely air. The key words when we think about our air signs are going to be objective energy, detached energy, aloof. It's expansive, mental energy, social or communicative energy, non-emotional, and it's formless. So that is air energy qualities. That's what the air signs embody and represent. Air signs are masculine signs, so it is more of an active energy. It's more of an active energy, not quite as active as a fire sign. That's immense masculine energy, but it's still active energy in that it is going to decide where to expand to and which direction it want to go in, and it's gonna form as it sees fit and dissipate as it sees fit, similar to the smoke that's just going around and taking shape and doing as it pleases. The way in which the air signs are similar to air in nature is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. We can't see it. It's like our breath. It is just a cycle that you inhale, you exhale, and you're letting go. You don't let it stick. You don't hold on to your breath. It's just a cycle of just taking in and letting go, taking in and letting go. It's the ability to really be detached and to be able to let go and to move on. It's just the unseen power that's around us that you really only can feel the power of, but you cannot see it. Words and thoughts and communication, these are things you can't see, but they are so impactful. You can't see it, but it's so impactful, like a gust of wind, that forms into a tornado. It's like you wouldn't think something invisible could create something so powerful, and this is air potential, like breeze or gust of wind, depending on how powerful you are with your air energy, your ability to communicate. You'll see a lot of rappers are Geminis and a lot of other air signs. And so that's what you want to think about with the air signs and their ability to just be objective and see things from all points of view, and that comes from their ability to be so expansive, to be so curious, to understand everything, to seek to be everywhere and nowhere all at once, and to be detached from ideas and belief systems. They're the type to just explore belief systems as opposed to being attached to a belief system. Like a fire or water sign might be more attached, because they're more subjective energy, but an air sign is more objective, so it is just gonna explore, it's just gonna expand. The air signs later in the zodiac wheel, you get to Aquarius and Libra, they start getting into mediation and justice and fairness and just wanting and harmony, wanting everybody and everything to get along because they have explored all facets of life, and now they want everybody to exist under a single consciousness because they understand that we all do share consciousness, and we can all exist and be ourselves, and all be different. We have the first air sign, Gemini. That is our mutable air. So that's why it's so curious and it's always changing. It's always just floating around. And Gemini is going to be the hardest to really sit down, to get to just stick to one thing. They're going to be the most curious, the most expansive because it's raw air energy. And then as you move on, you have Libra, which is a cardinal air energy. Is the beginning of the second half of the zodiac, being the seventh sign. The first 6 signs are at the beginning of the zodiac, the last 6 signs at the end of the zodiac, and that is more concerned about the collective and others. Libra begins that new cycle, so that's why it's in a constant struggle between self and other, and it's doing that balancing act. That's why it's the scales, trying to balance between their own want and their own consciousness and the consciousness of others. Lastly, you have Aquarius, which is fixed air energy. Aquarius consciousness has already explored its own air energy through Gemini, others air energy through Libra, and at Aquarius it is bringing harmony between the self and others, and it's willing to put in the work is consistent in that it's fixed air energy. So that's why, you know, it can be associated with movements and organizations and large groups. So that's why a lot of times, you know, we understand Aquarius energy as this humanitarian, you know, because really it's just about serving everyone through its air gifts of a heightened objectivity and understanding of everyone and everything. So when you have a lot of air in your chart, that means you are going to already have high mental abilities. You're going to be highly logical. You're going to be able to socialize well with others, communicate well with others. You're going to already have a heightened sense of objectivity and be able to see all sides of a situation. If you have no air in your chart, or little, maybe one or two air signs in your chart, then you're going to need to develop your objectivity. You're going to need to be less subjective and more objective, you know, less about the self and more about understanding all sides of the situation. Maybe make more decisions with your mind instead of your heart. That's what you're going to want to develop in this lifetime. You're going to want to study. You're going to want to expand. You're going to want to not be rigid. You're just going to want to explore as many different parts of life as you can and understand as much about life as you possibly can. And so that's our air signs. So lastly, we are going to talk about water. So check it out.